How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And I know it's been a while since I've made videos, but I'm gonna try and get back into it a little bit more. Anyhow, for the first time in 25 years, Diablo 2 finally has an expansion. And I honestly think it's a pretty good expansion. There's a lot of new stuff that we're gonna talk about in this video, everything that it brings, and whether or not it's worth it for you to get the expansion. And hopefully this will let you make that decision or help you make that decision on whether or not you want to spend the money in order to get all the cool new stuff that Diablo 2 Resurrected has to offer. Now, starting things off is the new class, which is the Warlock right here. And this class it's kind of overpowered. I like that it's a little bit overpowered, but it does bring some cool new stuff. One of them being the fact that you can bind a demon, and it kind of works like the Necromancer's Iron Golem in a way, as it stays with you when you create a new game. Follows you around, so you don't have to get it every time. Unless it dies, of course, or unless you die. So it's kind of a way to make sure that you're playing optimally and you don't die, because then you will have to go find your demon with the conviction or again for free infinity, especially if you're playing a caster type build. So the Warlock skill trees, starting things off, is the Chaos skill tree, which there's the fire set right here. These are some sigils that help you either like slow enemies, or make them attack another, or do some more fire damage, stuff like that. And of course, there is the miasma part of it, which is your magic damage part of the skill tree. It's kind of like the Paladin's hammers or like the Warlock's bone skills. Next up, you have the Eldritch skill tree. This is kind of like your melee stuff that'll proc like chance on striking, chance on attack, enhanced damage, all that stuff. This is where it will benefit the most. And you have this part of the skill tree, as well as like stuff that you can buff your weapon with to make it do different kind of stuff. And third, last but not least, is the demon skill tree, and this is where there is a demon build that's actually kind of viable. It involves this, which costs a percent of your demon's health, and it makes a little explosion and blows up. But this is where you have your bind demon, and that's how you get your second dude, basically, for all intents and purposes. Because now I have an infinity thing on my demon, and then my mercenary is just running around with an insight, and then I have both the mana from it and the infinity options. That's for the new class, and like the barbarian, the way it can hold a two-handed weapon in one hand, this can hold a two-handed weapon with its levitating powers here. And of course, an offhand. There's also the new offhands, which are the tomes for the Warlock. I do not have the one I need, so I'm using a Spirit Shield, and that's beside the point. Next up, there's the quality of life changes, and man, these are good. Ignore the fact that my stash is an absolute mess. And prior to this, we had, your regular stash tab, and then you had your 3 shared stash tabs. You now have 5, so that's 2 additional stash tabs. And then, of course, stuff that we've been asking for so long is these 3 tabs right here. I've deleted so many mules. Just now I can stack all my gems, and stack all my runes, and all my materials. And if you see here, we've got some new stuff. So first up is these Worldstone shards. So before, if you're familiar with the Sunder Charms, now there is more powerful Sunder Charms. And they drop from Heralds, which are now kind of like a Mega Boss encounter, or a Mega Elite encounter, I should say, within a terrorized zone. That can happen. It's not guaranteed to happen, but it can happen. And then those guys have a chance to drop the new Sunder Charms. And so far, I have not gotten a single one. I've gotten plenty of Heralds. I have not gotten a single Sunder Charms. And one thing you can do with them, with these, is they're used to upgrade those Sunder Charms. And I think that's going to be their more useful purpose. Whereas the other one is, as you can see, there's 5 of them. Each one can be used to terrorize an entire act, and then you can play an act from beginning to end as a terrorized act. Which again could be great, but again, there's always a terror zone happening. You can farm that. There's no specific drops in specific terror zones outside of these right here, which is the other new thing. These statues, they only drop from a terrorized act boss, and if you get all 5 of them, you can put them in your cube, and it'll then open a portal to the colossal ancient uber fight, which is basically the ancients but even harder. And they can drop a crazy jewel that, unlike the old jewels, the rainbow facets that would give up to -5 and 5% skill damage, I believe they go up to 10. And they can also roll with some other stats too, one of them being magic find. So they're pretty overpowered and worth getting. Of course, that's probably the pinnacle challenge of the game right now, and that'll be a lot harder, so it's a bit of a ceiling to kind of get there, right? Yeah, and one of the changes they made for the Terror Zone, which I think is kind of good, is before they used to change over every hour, now they change over every half an hour. So that's also super cool. Another new thing they added is the loot filter. I don't really use one because I kind of know what I'm looking for. I should use one, I just haven't really made it, but you now have the option of when your screen blows up and there's, a row of text or a wall of text basically with all the items that you see and you're confused and you don't know what's going on. Now you can make a loot filter. You can use the starter loot filters that they give, or you can make your own, or I believe you can even import some that other people have made. So now you have that option. It's something you'll have been asking for a really long time. As well as the Holy Grail is now a part of the game. So anytime you, for the first time, get a unique item, or a set item, or you make a rune word, it'll count towards your Holy Grail. It'll tell you when you found it, what time you found it, and what it dropped from, which is super, super cool. Obviously, for rune words, you got to make all of them. I've only made these ones so far. But Blizzard actually went a little above and beyond on this, and there is prestige rewards for finishing each part of the Holy Grails, both the uniques, the sets, and the rune words. Clearly, I'm the furthest in sets. That's what's been dropping most for me. And this is cool because now there's actually something to get out of it, on top of just like the pride of actually, hey, I did the Holy Grail. So super cool to see that. Obviously, I hope this doesn't get out of hand. I don't want to see microtransactions. I don't want to see like anything crazy pop up where we can buy like these footsteps and auras and portals and all that. So I hope that doesn't get out of hand. I never want to see that. But it's super cool that these prestige rewards are now part of the game. And yeah, that's more or less it for this expansion. If when it comes to buying this, I will say this: if you're concerned about having to start over, you do not have to. If you go into the character screen right here, all your old characters, if you want to convert them to this, because now Reign of the Warlock is a new expansion, there's a little button right here. Basically, if you had old character, you can move it over to Reign of the Warlock. So it's not a big deal. Super easy to transfer. Now, if you're concerned on whether or not you should buy this, obviously, I think for the price tag, I believe it's 20 or 25 bucks, depending on where you're from in the world. It's not a high price tag, and you do get a new class, you get some new content, you get some stuff. If you're somebody that's been playing this game, especially like me, on and off for the past like 25 years, it's definitely worth it, right? There's lots of cool new stuff. You have a new way of playing the game, and it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, if you're somebody that's new to the game and you're concerned on whether or not you should spend that money, the base game obviously has a lot of content that's new for you, and there's plenty to do. So unless you're like, oh, I want to play the Warlock and stuff, maybe that's not an investment you want to make. Obviously, that depends on you and your financial situation. To be honest, though, if you are going to play the game, you should buy it purely for the quality of life features. I think it's a very fair price tag. I know a lot of people complain that maybe, oh, there should have been a 6th act coming with it. No, it's $20. Like, let's for a game that was on maintenance mode, honestly, I'm very impressed with the fact that they've done this. I hope they will do more, and I hope I will see them make future updates to this game, kind of like this. I'm pretty happy with it. So hopefully, seeing what this brings will help you make that decision whether or not it's right for you to make this purchase. Anyways, thanks so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it or if you found it helpful, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. I will be making more videos going forward again. Now that there's a lot more new to do with Diablo 2. I'm super excited to play it again. It's been a lot of fun, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.